congratulations to Bubba Swigert and the North Dakota Hawks. They've shown, vast improvement in the last couple of years, as evidenced by the score of the game. They're number 17. The Missouri Valley is a tough conference, and we have to do better to represent the Big Sky. So not disappointed in our team, but yet I am disappointed in fact that we talk about running the ball, stopping the run, playing penalty free, and having no turnovers. And obviously, I'm trying to see, they ran the ball for 183 yards, and we didn't run it very effectively. So that's the type of defense that they have, but we can't turn the ball over first and foremost. So things that there'll be a whole lot for us to clean up there. And last spring, we didn't come out of our first game very well, and then we rallied and ended up having a very, I'm not saying a great season because it was 2-4, but a competitive season. And I told them all of our goals are still in front of us at this point. So O'Shea spoke up to the team in the locker room, and I appreciate him as a leader and a captain, and he did what a captain should do, and said we're going to get back to work Monday and get going. So that's where we are.
Coach, that the first quarter, it seemed like you guys had a really good drive, 17 plays, but then you're held on the goal line for 4 straight runs. What did you see on that? Was there a couple that you thought might have got over? Did you think about, going to the pass game there? Can you take me through that?
Oh, well, we kind of wavered back and forth on taking points, on the fourth down. We're constantly talking about it. So we were talking about taking points, kicking the field goal. But I kind of, first thing I said, we're playing the number 7 team in the nation. You don't hold back. You just go. You gotta make things happen when you're playing the top 10 team. So and then I kind of, we talked with Mike Ferreter and Dave Fiafia, about what we want to do, and we all felt confident in the ability to get 1 yard. And I know. On the blocking scheme we were using, we weren't getting up to and I'll have to look at the film to see if they're submarining us or what, but we weren't getting up to the second level where you have to. And obviously on the first quarterback sneak, I really didn't like Tyler's decision to try to take it outside, because when you do quarterback sneak, you don't block the edge. So just some learning things there. We practice those plays every day, believe it or not, that part of the game. And we just have to be better. We were really good with our quarterback sneak and our short yardage goal line offense in the spring, and we felt confident with it. So just wasn't as successful. We can't leave points on the board. That amounts to a turnover, even though it doesn't come in the stats as a turnover. That's a turnover.
Tyler struggled with his accuracy today. What do you think? What do you chalk that up to?
He really presses himself. He really sometimes he presses too much, and we gotta work on that in practice. And he probably had some nerves too. There's a lot of pressure on him, and he knows it, and that's not an excuse. And he'll be better as we go along. But just needed to settle down a little bit. It's good to see that the one drive where we kind of boom went down, got a touchdown, and when he's on, he's on. When he's on, he's lethal. But when he's not on, we gotta, those are the things that we gotta look at. Correct.
Coach, kind of going off of that, was there anything that North Dakota's defense was doing to disguise their coverage that maybe you guys weren't prepared for, just being the first game?
No, actually, they were who they were. The first play of the second half, we had Xavier Guillory down the field for a touchdown, and Tyler's arm got hit. But no, they were who they were. The biggest thing was probably that first interception. We had told Tyler, watch, we were planning on throwing some hitches into the boundary. We told Tyler to just be cognizant of the alley defender getting out to the hitch out there, and he didn't see him, and then he almost did it again in the second half. So things that we work on and talk about. But no, in terms of coverage, I felt our receivers had an advantage over what they do. What is difficult with what they do is with their front seven. You know, they bring a bunch of movement that's really tough to pick up. And I want to say we didn't give up a sack. And that's pretty impressive out of going against this bunch because of what they do and what they cause you to do with protection. So yeah, I don't think we had a sack. So and we got to do better in the scoring zone. What I call it scoring zone. Everyone calls it the red zone. I call it the scoring zone. Got to do better there. Obviously you can't go 1 for 4. You have to come away with points. So
you guys did really well that first half of stopping their rushing attack and especially stopping Otis. What changed there in the second half? I think they got 130 yards in the final half.
Yeah, I think we're just getting cut out of gaps here and there, you know, and we got to do a better job of that. That's usually when something like that happens. That's the culprit. You know, someone just doesn't maintain their gap. You know, I thought the defense never quit. They were putting some terrible positions today, and you know we practice sudden change all during fall camp, and I thought they responded well because I think they held them to field goals a couple times. That's what you want to do when you have a sudden change on your side of the field. If you hold them to a field goal, that's a victory. And I say credit Coach Coop and O'Shea and those guys. They stepped up and kept us. You know, bottom line was we were still. What was the final score? You know, it was still a 2-score game. You know, all the way down. Let's see, it was final 35. Yeah, it was still a 2-score game. You know, and that's all we were talking about is okay, get one, get a stop, and then go down clock drive and win the game. So, you know, it didn't work out that way, but you know, I don't think they did a whole much different in the second half. Just like I said, maybe a D lineman getting cut out here or there.
You mentioned, you know, Tyler pressing, and that was kind of the culprit of his struggles. How do you fix that going forward, and what do you tell him after this one?
Well, obviously he'll you know, even though the players have tomorrow off, he'll be the first one in watching film with Coach Farrader tomorrow. That's the type of guy he is, and we'll just work on his accuracy. You know, we'll just keep practicing, and you know, I don't think I don't think, you know, there wasn't any time where we were looking like, oh my God, that was a bad read. It wasn't his reads, just his accuracy. And so we'll get him settled down, and he'll be really good.
What did you think of your young secondary today?
They were tested, you know, and there was a couple catches where the ball was perfect, and Jaden Dawson was in perfect position, and they caught the ball, you know. But I like the way that those guys that back end played. You know, I don't think we had a pass interference back there. So, you know, credit to Cam Yancey and JB Hall, what they're doing. So those guys are pretty salty, and they're young, but they're salty, and they play well.
You guys have anything?
Coach, can you just kind of talk about Malachi's performance today? He got that first touchdown for you guys, and just how he's growing.
Yeah, Malachi's matured quite a bit. I don't like him stretching the ball over. That's what happened. He stretched it over and it got knocked out, and we don't necessarily like to do that. But he said, he told me, well, if I'm going to stretch it out and score and get in trouble, I'll do it. But I'm not too fired up about that, but it was good. Malachi has had a very solid camp. He's matured. I really like him and Raiden Hunter both. They both complement each other real well. And Malachi brings an athleticism. You know, he's one of our top athletes on the entire team in terms of athletic ability. And I like, you know, we could put him out, we could split him out and throw him the ball, and we don't mind throwing him screens, and wish he would have got in on the one screen down on the goal line, but didn't. And we feel comfortable moving him all over the field.